Vice Captain Hoshina and Kafka square off. Vice Captain Hoshina is so fast, he almost sliced Kafka completely in half before Kafka could even react. Now it's not like Kafka can punch Vice Captain Hoshina, so he focuses on dodging, but the Vice Captain attacks are again just so quick, he can't dodge them all, and he don't even have time to harden his body to protect himself fast enough. At this point, Hoshina's movements aren't even human anymore, but from Hoshina's perspective, he can't believe Kaiju number 8 is able to dodge so many of his attacks. This means number 8's fortitude is at least 8.0, making him a Dai Kaiju. He then channels a massive amount of energy inside of his blades and shoots off projectile slashes at Kafka. They chop off one of Kafka's legs, but the double slash attack is only a decoy for Hoshina to close the distance between them. The real attack is called Miss Slasher, and it would have surely cut right through Kafka's core, but since Kafka knew the Vice Captain would go for his core, he used all of his hardening abilities to create a set of teeth right where he'd be attacked at. The teeth grabbed Hoshina's blade, and Kafka finally swung back. He didn't aim for Hoshina though, he punched Hoshina's blade, which gave him the opening to escape. He made it back to Kikuru, who was patiently waiting for him. She clearly has a crush on him, even though I think she'd rather die than admit it. She makes it pretty obvious she does though. Hoshina was pretty down since he was unable to kill number 8. Mina never seen him so in the slumps, so she took a picture of him, cause who knows when she'd be able to see him like that again. But Hoshina couldn't wrap his head around the fight. The Kaiju had a fortitude of at least 8.0. He could have killed so many Defense Force officers, but he didn't kill a single person. And right when he was thinking it felt like he was fighting a human more than a Kaiju, they got word that Kaiju number 9 has the ability to disguise himself as a human. Now number 9 was badly injured. He was walking in the middle of the street. A man honked his horn at him, then angrily got out of his car and started screaming at number 9 to get out of the road. Yeah, that was the last thing he ever did, because number 9 ate him, transformed into him, then stole his very nice car. He took the scenic route back to his hideout while contemplating on how to kill number 8. So Kafka got Hoshina and number 9 plotting on how to kill him. He's gonna need to do some serious Kaiju training and level up as soon as possible. They then had a celebration dinner for their first successful mission, but they waited to celebrate until Ichikawa and Furuhashi got out of the hospital. They paid for the cheapest meal on the menu, but they got an A6 grade Japanese black Wagyu meal. This exquisite meal was way out of their budget, but since Haruichi organized the party, he's the heir to Izumo Technology, which is the biggest anti-kaiju arm manufacturer in the country. They actually make the kaiju suits. So because of his family's contribution to keeping the public safe, and since him and the head chef go way back, they only had to pay standard price for such an amazing meal. Everyone was enjoying their food, there was lots of laughs and smiles. It was very wholesome vibes, but slowly things started to get hostile and everyone started arguing. Everyone's conversations began to shift and revolve around the mission. They were all able to see what areas they and their comrades were lacking in after actually being in the field. And at the core of it, they all cared and wanted to get stronger. They were just very passionately saying it after a few drinks. Kafka saved a bunch of lives by finding out where the Kaiju's cores were and that they had reproductive organs. Because of his valiant efforts, he was no longer a cadet. He got promoted to a full-fledged Defense Force 3rd Division officer. So in their first mission, they had no casualties and Kafka got promoted. I gotta say, that's quite the first mission. After being formally promoted by Mina, Mina actually let him know she still remembers his childhood promise to her and he still has a long way to go before fighting by her side. But he tells her he'll be there in no time. After another late night study session, Kafka calls it a night, and when he's on his way back to his room, he sees Vice Captain Hoshina in the training room. But Hoshina isn't doing just any kind of training, he's doing imagery training. He's recreating the battle between him and Kaiju number 8, working on a strategy to kill number 8 next time. After noticing Kafka watching him, he tells Kafka next time he'll do 2 things differently. 1, go all out from the start instead of going through a filling out process, and 2, he will use skill 6 instead of skill 5. So next time, he'll behead Kaiju number 8 the second the match starts. Of course, this freaks Kafka out, and he's peeing on himself on the inside. The episode ends with a very powerful Kaiju being introduced. He's another humanoid Kaiju with intelligence, and he's commanding an army of flying dragon type Kaiju. He looks extremely powerful. Maybe he's Kaiju number 10? He says, initiate descent, meaning next episode will be an all-out war with this Kaiju and the Defense Force. This is about to get crazy. Like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in the next one.